People around the game will tell you there are two kinds of basketball memories. First, there are the base memories. That first time you learned how to dribble. The first time you checked into a game. Those first made free throws. Those are the memories any basketball player can cherish. But then there are those other kinds of memories. The one-of-a-kind players.
Germantown brings it, and a big slam dunk by Zed Showalter to start this Division I state semifinal.
The ones who own the stage.
Jalen Johnson alley-oop slams it home.
The most incredible plays.
McCabe, hesitation, now tries to the rim. Right hand floater, around and in.
Here's a takeaway by Vanderblue. Oh, my goodness.
The games we still talk about.
Brookshaw thinking about a three, puts it up, hits it, and that'll do it.
Triple overtime. Ortiz will drive, take a shot, and he hits on the window.
You know what I mean.
Decker to the right wing.
Those memories.
Shot for three.
Championship memories.
And he hits the three. Decker has won it with the three. Wow. Incredible.
This is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament on ESPN Madison, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Oh, it's always great to be back at State. The 2026 WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament ready to tip off here on a Thursday afternoon in downtown Madison, Wisconsin. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania and the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament on ESPN Wisconsin. At the Kohl Center, my name is Jesse Nelson. Going to bring in a couple of my friends here in just a moment, but first I do want to tell you that Zimbrick Honda has been part of the Madison community since 1973. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at two convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and on Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, Dennis Semrau's here at Zimbrick Honda. Buy three and get the fourth for how much?
$1.
That's right. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Again, my name is Jesse Nelson. I am joined by the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. Dennis, how many years is this now with ESPN Wisconsin that you've been part of covering the State Boys Basketball Tournament?
15. Well, actually, but I did 10 years before that with,
And yeah, you've been covering, like, since they started the tournament, you've been here pretty much. I think that's how I would measure that with
Thanks.
you. Yeah, you're welcome.
Girls is close. Trust me. That was 50 years this year.
And we are also joined to hear that chuckle from one of our new friends here joining our ESPN Wisconsin team this boys basketball state tournament. It is former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz,
who coached in this tournament.
Yes, he did. One of our earliest games calling together.
Man.
Dennis was calling Coach Booz's Sun Prairie squad. Coach, thanks so much for being part of our coverage this season.
It's exciting to be asked, and looking forward to doing the two games this afternoon. It'll be great high school basketball games.
It sure will be. Division III tips things off. Coming up, first game at 1:35 this afternoon. Seymour and St. Croix Central. We'll tell you more about that game coming up here in a little bit. But Dennis, first let's talk about this tournament as a whole. Today starts 3 marathon days of some of the best basketball that you will see. The drama, the excitement, the anticipation, and the talent on display here at the Kohl Center is second to none.
Well, I just spent 3 days here for state wrestling, which is insane. But it's the same thing. It goes by so fast. And we talk about themes and whatever. Coach, first time you walked in here as a coach had to be just incredible feeling.
Well, obviously, when you win the sectional final, I think is probably the hardest game to win because now you know you're going.
Yeah.
But then when you walk out here, and we were fortunate, we had a night game, the second one that night against Brookfield East, and the place was just electric. It was an unbelievable feeling, and I'll never forget that. And being our first time ever appearing in the state tournament really rejuvenated our community, and there was a lot of energy behind our team and our program. So it was just really special.
So you know what Milwaukee Lutheran's going through, and Appleton North.
Yeah.
You know, this is a program that started. This is what the school started in 1995, and this senior class I think started out like 0-6, 0-7. 3 years later, here they are at the state tournament, first time ever.
A lot of great storylines to look at.
A lot of neat things
Throughout the course of these 3 days of this tournament. It's time now to take a look at a window into this tournament. It's brought to you by WIAA Remodeling. Dreaming of transforming your home into the space you've always wanted? WIAA Remodeling makes it happen, and their expert team is there to bring your vision to life. They're local, reliable, and dedicated to quality craftsmanship. Schedule a free consultation today at WIAAremodeling.com. Dennis, of all 5 divisions, of all the matchups, of all the teams, what do you believe is the most compelling storyline in this year's state basketball tournament at the Kohl Center?
Well, you look at this one. There's one unbeaten team. Was it 2 1-loss and 1 2-loss team? I mean, this is like, I think, a wide open. Other than Wisconsin Lutheran, everybody's saying you're playing for the silver ball in Division I. And Appleton North, they get here, and who do they draw? You know, a team that's only lost 2 games in 3 years. So you're saying that's the dominant team here, but I think it's wide open in all 5 divisions. You never know. You got to have your A game. You come here, you got a bad shooting day, you're starved. You know, what happens if Zenza gets in foul trouble right away for Wisconsin Lutheran? How do they react on the big stage with that? I mean, I think it's in more than some years. And 14 years ago, it was the Sam Decker. When you think about individual performers, there's a lot of good players and a lot of good teams here, which is why there's a lot of losses. I mean, I think basketball in the state's never been stronger.
You think about Tyrese Halliburton, Con Knipple, Jalen Johnson, guys that are doing it now at the NBA level that have been on display here at the Kohl Center in this boys basketball state tournament in the last decade. Who could be the next? Coach Booz, what's the biggest storyline for you in this year's state boys basketball tournament?
Well, I think that, you know, Wisconsin Lutheran repeating for what would it be 3 in a row now, you know, add a little pressure, but outstanding squad. I look for that one. Happy for Cambridge making their first appearance at the state tournament just down the road. It's got to be really exciting for their community. And I look forward to the Lake Mills Racine St. Cat's game. Not that the first one's not going to be a special one, too, but that one has some really good, talented players going against each other, so that should be a great game, too.
I'm glad you bring those teams up, Coach Booz, because Dennis, covering our local teams, it's been a while since we've seen this many at the state tournament. 4 Madison area teams.
And we almost had Barneville here.
And we almost had one in every division, indeed. So it's Madison Memorial in Division 1, McFarland in Division 2. Here in Division 3 coming up, Lake Mills this afternoon, and then Cambridge in Division 4 tonight. It's an awesome thing to see the Madison area well represented.
You mentioned Cambridge. That's so cool. But 52 years since McFarland's been here.
Yeah.
And spoiler, my son-in-law is a McFarland grad. So I had to text him right away and going, hey, Isaac, you guys are going to state. Do you realize that? He was like, no way. 73, 74, back-to-back titles, and they haven't been back here since. And with a strong junior class, Jeff Meinholt, the coach, his son on the team, you know, again, you like that storyline. And, Coach, you coach your own son. When you get that group in 2nd, 3rd grade all the way up to high school, and when it culminates here at the Kohl Center, wow. I mean, those are lifetime memories that you're going to be able to share. No matter what arguments you have, you can say, yeah, we did this together.
Yeah. Well, what's really neat about that is that, you know, I think McFarland at the beginning of the year wasn't really being one of the top dogs. Obviously, Mount Horeb had a really good squad and a couple other schools in the area, but all of a sudden, they've been playing really, really good basketball, and they came through a very difficult sectional tournament, you know, run. So they're tested. They're battle tested. I'm sure they're excited about being here. They'll be interested to see how they play.
They kind of looked at juniors. Okay,
yes.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Why not us? Why not now?
Yeah, right now.
You can't say next year what happens if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
You always look at the senior leadership for these teams first, but the amount of young players who have gotten back here multiple times.
There's only one senior in the McFarland roster.
Exactly.
Senior day was kind of cool.
And I'm not saying
one guy goes out there. Hey,
I mean, that was pretty awesome when we were there for that. Not just McFarland, but all these teams. Yeah. Like a lot of senior-laden groups in Division 3, the younger talent that we might see on display in Division 1. Like, it's really cool to see that culmination for all these teams and the different makeups all together here to see what prevails at the state tournament. 5 divisions, all the games going to be heard right here on the ESPN Wisconsin app and streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Dennis, you've got a scorers table to go man down here throughout the rest of the afternoon. So we're going to let you go. Any final thoughts as we look ahead here to state tournament Thursday, Division 3 coming up here this afternoon, and Division 4 semifinals tonight?
Well, I'm not calling it, so I can root for Lake Mills down on the table there. I want to see them win a game, but Hamilton for – you saw that the St. Kate's, you've seen them at state in football. And there's, again, you talk about talent. And one player can, And I think that also I'm waiting to see what's our local crowd going to be. First day of the NCAA tournament, a lot of people are going to be that. But, hey, that's what you got your phones for now, right?
Yeah,
you can monitor that. Come on down to the Kohl Center.
Is there another tournament going on right now?
There is one, huh?
Well, I like it when it's the Big Ten tournament and this is going on. Now the NCAA takes a few because all of a sudden, by the time we're done with this, it's like, oh my God, they're going down to the last the Sweet 16. What happened in the last 3 days?
I'm curious.
We were here.
Usually, when Wisconsin's playing, when we're here at the state tournament, they do have the Badgers game on the concourse, and fans get to go kind of simultaneously cheer for the Badgers and for the
Freddie
school
Owens
that they're
hitting
cheering
it, and
for
you
here.
can see the wave around the stadium.
Yep.
You can see all the people that have the TVs on in there.
When they beat Villanova a couple of years ago.
I just got to find a suite. I ran into somebody who said, hey, I'm in 104. Come on down, check out our suite. I go, yes.
All right, well, Dennis clearly has some mingling to go do, so man of the hour. You go ahead and
Out of
take
there.
off. We look forward to hearing you on the Division I call
Good
tomorrow
job,
night.
guys.
Looking
Good
forward
luck.
to it.
Awesome.
That's the Dean, Dennis Semrau. Coach Booz and I will be back. We'll tell you more about the Division III semifinal field coming up next at Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
For over a century, one family has helped generations move forward. Christofferson Moving and Storage. They've built a legacy of trust celebrating 120 years in 2026 with transparent, upfront pricing, highly trained professional crews, and flexible services designed around you. They protect your home and belongings with expert care and clear communication every step of the way. Let them handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on what's next. Christofferson Moving and Storage. Your best move since 1906. Get your complimentary quote at ChristoffersonMoving.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
I wasn't sure if I could afford college, and my family couldn't help me. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found financial support beyond tuition. Even fuel, transportation, and technology has been covered. It's incredible that I'll be able to graduate debt-free. My advice to others, don't let financial barriers stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College. Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
At Hooper Service, your comfort is important. From keeping you cozy warm to comfy cool with the ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System. Plus, join our Home Comfort Priority Plan and keep your air conditioner and furnace running at peak performance year after year. Enjoy priority service and extra savings that really add up. Hooper is here with 24-hour heating, cooling, plumbing, and fire protection service for your home and business. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Hooper.
It's bracket season, and Pizza Hut's got the watch party covered. Score a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and finished with garlic parm seasoning for that classic pizzeria vibe. Or get the original pan, thin and crispy, or Chicago Tavern style. Big flavor, big savings. Just $10. Your bracket might not survive, but this deal will win it all. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Live from the Kohl Center, this is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament on ESPN Madison, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Boys basketball state tournament semifinals here on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Alongside former Sun Prairie boys basketball head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson, and it is time now to get to know the field here coming up for our Division III semifinals. 4 teams in action this afternoon. The number 1 seed, the Seymour Thunder, overall record of 27-1 on the season, undefeated champions of the Bay Conference. They take on the 4 seed St. Croix Central, the Panthers, 19-9 overall record this season, co-champions of the Middle Border Conference with a 10-4 record. That's our first semifinal. Our second semifinal coming up a little bit later this afternoon. Number 3 seed Racine St. Catharines, the Angels, no strangers of the state tournament in any sport, particularly football. They've been to Camp Randall Stadium the last couple of years. Back in the boys basketball state tournament this afternoon, and they face the 2 seed Lake Mills. Speaking of not being a stranger, they were just here in the semifinal last year in Division III, falling short, looking for their first ever state tournament win this afternoon. Coach Booz, it's now time to get to know our 4 coaches with our Midwest Financial Group coaches profile. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group are coaches for your financial world, organizing all the players on your personal team for the best chance of success. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let the Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get a start today on your financial future. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. Let's start with the number 1 seed Seymour Thunder and head coach Bobby Kukta.
Well, it's done an outstanding job. They've had a great season, 27-1 like you had mentioned earlier. They have played a great schedule to prepare them for the state tournament. I think they've been together for quite a while. They have a staff of guys that have been in that program that were under John Murphy for a while and have kind of carried some of those things over that Coach Murphy done and did in his success at Seymour, and now they're moving themselves right into here to the state tournament with 1 loss. And, you know, Kyle Marks brings a tremendous, game set to this game, and it's going to be an interesting game, obviously, and they've done a really good job of building their program.
14th state tournament appearance overall for the Seymour Thunder, most recently in 2011. It's been a minute
it's been a while.
Seymour has been back to the state tournament. So that's head coach Bobby Kukta, 106-51 in 6 seasons as the Seymour Thunder head basketball coach. Matt Bailey in his 4th season, the head coach of the St. Croix Central Panthers, a 2005 graduate of UW Superior where he played college basketball. So let's talk about Coach Bailey and let's talk about the St. Croix Central Panthers.
Well, I think first of all, they tough league, played well, got a co-championship out of that, came into sectional play having to play Osceola, who I believe they had lost twice during the year, came back and knocked them off, and then played GET in the sectional final, who they beat them in the Midwest Classic down in La Crosse earlier. So they're playing good basketball at the right time of the year. So this will be a great matchup between these 2 teams, and I'm excited to see, and they've done a good job of keeping his team on the path of getting back to Madison.
Coach Bailey went to Texas where he lived and coached for 12 years before moving back to be closer with his significant other who was from Minnesota, and that's how he ends up at St. Croix Central. And, of course, he's now been the head boys basketball coach for 4 seasons, looking to help propel the St. Croix Central Panthers to their state championship here in Division III this season. This is their 2nd state tournament appearance, having lost in the semifinals to Lake Country Lutheran back in 2021. 21, also the last time Racine St. Catharines had been back to the boys basketball state tournament, and they're back for our 2nd semifinal. Head coach Ryan Thompson in his 5th season. Now, there's a whole story here about Coach Thompson. He took over for Nick Bennett, 2-time UW-Stevens Point national champion. He's the nephew of former Wisconsin Badgers head coach Dick Bennett. And then, of course, there's Jack Bennett, who was the head coach at Stevens Point. All the Bennetts have been involved in coaching, including Nick Bennett, who Ryan Thompson took over for at Racine St. Catharines after that 2021 state tournament appearance. So now here's Coach Thompson leading Racine St. Catharines and a really talented roster coach here to the state semifinals.
Obviously, they've got Hamilton, who's an excellent athlete, quarterback, the state championship football team for them, great leader. The thing about their roster, pretty senior orientated. So these guys have been around the block, and obviously with 4 years of their head coach being, I'm sure they've been around him a lot, understanding what they want to do, and they've achieved it this year. They also came through a tough sectional, so they're going to be battle-tested, very good team, and I'm excited to see them play also.
And there's going to be a lot of blue in here this afternoon as Lake Mills makes its second straight state tournament appearance. The L-Cats, led by head coach Steve Hicklin in his 14th season. I know you know the Lake Mills program and Coach Hicklin pretty well from your time here in Sun Prairie, Coach. Yeah. So what can you tell us about the L-Cats and Coach Hicklin? Steve's had great success. I mean, they've been here 4 times. The biggest thing that challenges them is getting past the semifinals, and obviously they're excited to be back. And I know that they have a couple key players in the Benish kid and then the Wolin kid, so they're going to be very competitive. 2 really good teams going at each other in the second game this afternoon. Should be really fun to see. Fun fact about the Division III coaches here, Coach Steve Hicklin of Lake Mills and Coach Bobby Kukta of Seymour. They were actually teammates for a season at UW Stevens Point. Yep. So a chance for them to meet in the state championship game on Saturday afternoon. A lot of business for both teams to take care of before then, though. Seymour and St. Croix Central coming up in the first of our semifinals, followed by Racine St. Catherine's and Lake Mills. Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. When we come back, we'll talk more about our first semifinal game and get Coach Booz's keys to the game. That's coming up next as we count down to the opening tip of Game 1 of the 2026 WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania.
Is your home ready for a makeover? At Wanakee Remodeling, we specialize in exterior transformations that turn heads. New siding, flawless decks, and windows that shine. Our team delivers top quality craftsmanship with unbeatable warranties, ensuring your home stands strong and stunning for years to come. Call Wanakee Remodeling today at 608-442-0034 or visit WanakeeRemodeling.com. Schedule your free estimate and let us bring your vision to life. Wanakee Remodeling, building beauty that lasts.
Getting you back to doing what you love is the #1 priority of Stoughton Health Rehab and Sports Medicine Clinics in both Oregon and Stoughton. With physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we can provide care with no referral needed. Plus, we now accept over 160 area insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dean Health Plan, Humana, Quartz, and more. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out their full lineup of vehicles and find the one that's right for you, or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing, a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
I worried that I couldn't work a full-time job and still have time for college. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found my stride. My classes are flexible and hands-on, and I walk on campus feeling inspired. My advice to others? Make your dreams a reality. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania, the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel at the Kohl Center. We count down to The opening tip of Game 1, the Division III semifinals, getting us started this season here on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania. Jesse Nelson, former Sun Prairie boys basketball head coach Jeff Booz. When you're faced with a challenge, how you respond determines the real winners. Rural Mutual believes there's something more important than just winning or losing a game. They believe that the team, school, and fans who support their athletes with dignity and class are the true champions. Rural Mutual has been the proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since it started in 1965. From football to volleyball, soccer to tennis, the award recognizes more than team sportsmanship. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how their team and your community can work together to be true champions. Time now for the keys to the game. Looking ahead to semifinal number 1 coming up here this afternoon, about 10 minutes or so from opening tip. The number 4 seed, St. Croix Central Panthers, and the number 1 seed, Seymour Thunder, set to square off to open up our 2026 boys basketball state tournament. Coach Booz, for the Seymour Thunder, the number 1 seed in this Division III field, what are the keys to victory for them here this afternoon?
I think they've been consistent offensively, so I'm sure they want to be as efficient as they've been all year. So it gets, getting accustomed to the floor and getting into that. That's been their strength. And I think the other thing that they've been really good at, they're able to control the tempo of the game. They can play different ways, so I'm sure however St. Croix Central comes out and how they adjust to that, I think are the 2 keys for them.
All right, St. Croix Central and Seymour set to square off in the first of our semifinals this afternoon. The Seymour Thunder 27-1 overall record entering this state tournament. They finished the regular season 23-1, undefeated, 16-0 champions of the Bay Conference. Seymour from the greater Green Bay area, just a few minutes outside of Green Bay, about 30 minutes down the road from Lambeau Field. The St. Croix Central Panthers 19-9 overall this season, 15-9 in the regular season, 10-4 co-champions of the Middle Border Conference. St. Croix Central, a combination of 2 communities, Hammond and Roberts in the northwest part of the state. It's actually only just 45 minutes from the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota, pretty close to that Minnesota border. So you might call it a good old-fashioned Vikings-Packers type rivalry game here in semifinal number 1, Coach.
For sure.
The Division III field, I think it's really interesting how the teams come from all different parts of the state for this D3 field. A lot of times, especially as we get to the bigger divisions, you tend to see, all right, that Fox Valley, the Milwaukee area, and Madison area this year is represented pretty well, but not the last couple of years. This year, we've got Madison represented with Lake Mills. We've got the Milwaukee area represented with Racine St. Catharines. We've got St. Croix Central from the northwest part of the state, Seymour from the northeast. This is a true culmination of state basketball everywhere coming to meet here at the Kohl Center for these semifinals this afternoon.
That's the awesome thing about the state tournament. You get a look at different teams from different areas of the state. And obviously, St. Croix Central is excited to be here, and they did a great job of getting here in the sense that, there again, I think controlling tempo for them will be a key, adjusting to what Seymour's going to do.
That's your window into today's game, brought to you by Wanakee Remodeling. Dreaming of transforming your home into the space you've always wanted? Wanakee Remodeling makes it happen, and their expert team is there to bring your vision to life. They're local, reliable, and dedicated to quality craftsmanship. Schedule a free consultation today at WanakeeRemodeling.com. When we come back, we'll get a check of our starting lineups and get you set in the final moments before we tip the 2026 WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. It's Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
At Hooper Service, your comfort is important. From keeping you cozy warm to comfy cool with the ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System. Plus, join our Home Comfort Priority Plan and keep your air conditioner and furnace running at peak performance year after year. Enjoy priority service and extra savings that really add up. Hooper is here with 24-hour heating, cooling, plumbing, and fire protection service for your home and business. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Hooper.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Getting you back to doing what you love is the #1 priority of Stoughton Health Rehab and Sports Medicine Clinics in both Oregon and Stoughton. With physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we can provide care with no referral needed. Plus, we now accept over 160 area insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dean Health Plan, Humana, Quartz, and more. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Live from the Kohl Center, this is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament on ESPN Madison, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
State Tournament on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Alongside former Sun Prairie boys basketball head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson, and this is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania. Time now to get a check of our starting lineups for today's game. It is brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. Gruber Law Offices has a reputation for winning. Their experienced, powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There's never a fee until they win your case. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people in the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. First for the St. Croix Central Panthers. 19-9 overall record on the year, co-champions of the Middle Border Conference. Starting at guard, number 1, senior Braden Rasmussen. Senior forward, number 3, Chayton Godfredson. Senior guard, number 4, Matyas Larson. Junior guard, number 23, Aaron Seiler. And senior forward, number 35, Tanner Grinnell. Again, the starters for the Panthers, Rasmussen, Godfredson, Larson, Seiler, and Grinnell. St. Croix Central coached by Matt Bailey in his 4th season. For the Seymour Thunder, starting at guard, number 1, senior Xavier Salzman. Senior guard, number 5, Sam Gaiso. Senior center, number 23, Kyler Marks. Junior center, number 32, Isaac Feske. And senior, number 24, Jordan Krause. Again, the starting lineup for the Thunder. Salzman, Gaiso, Marks, Krause, and Feske. The Seymour Thunder coached by Bobby Kukta in his 6th season. Seymour hasn't been here since 2011. 15 years between state tournament appearances for the Seymour Thunder, the number 1 seed in the Division III field. The number 4 seed St. Croix Central making just their 2nd state tournament appearance ever, most recently coming in 2021, and that one was played in Oshkosh. So this is actually the first time that St. Croix Central has ever made the trip to Madison in the Kohl Center for the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. When we come back, it's time to start the state tournament. St. Croix Central and Seymour coming up next on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Is your home ready for a transformation? Whether it's a stunning kitchen remodel, a fresh new bathroom, or complete exterior makeover, Wanakee Remodeling has you covered. Their expert team turns your vision into reality with quality craftsmanship, affordable pricing, and unbeatable customer service. From concept to completion, Wanakee Remodeling is here for you. View what's possible at their beautiful showrooms in Madison and Wanakee and call 608-442-0034 or visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for your free estimate today.
For over a century, one family has helped generations move forward. Christofferson Moving and Storage. They've built a legacy of trust celebrating 120 years in 2026 with transparent, upfront pricing, highly trained professional crews, and flexible services designed around you. They protect your home and belongings with expert care and clear communication every step of the way. Let them handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on what's next. Christofferson Moving and Storage. Your best move since 1906. Get your complimentary quote at ChristoffersonMoving.com.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing: a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Kohl Center in the WIAA Division III Boys Basketball State Tournament on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Alongside former Sun Prairie boys basketball head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson. About set for the action here as St. Croix Central makes its second state tournament appearance ever, the number 4 seed in Division III, taking on the number 1 seed Seymour, making their 14th state tournament appearance overall, but their first in 15 years. Coach Bobby Kukta talking about trying to restore the glory of the Seymour Thunder from the early 2000s. Many of the players that were on those 2000s teams, now the coaches and assistant coaches here for the Seymour Thunder, including Coach Kukta. So we'll see how they fare this afternoon. About set for the opening tip with the starting lineup being introduced on the Kohl Center floor right now. Coach Booz, you've coached in these state semifinals and a state championship, and when you're in this moment, these players, these coaches, how do you control the emotions moments before a first tip?
Well, you just kind of remind them that, hey, it's just another game. That it just you're just obviously it's just not another game, but that's kind of the way you attack it, and and it's about just focusing and being ready to roll when the ball goes up and you're ready to play.
The Seymour Thunder will be wearing their road black uniforms, red letters and numbers with a white trim. The St. Croix Central Panthers in their home white uniforms, blue letters and numbers with a black trim. Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania and the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. For more than 50 years, Zimbrick Honda's provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're looking for a new or used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda just off the Beltline in Madison or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. St. Croix Central overall record 19-9 entering this state tournament. 15-9 in the regular season, 10-4 in middle border conference play, the northwestern part of the state. Number 1 seed Seymour, 27-1 on the season, 23-1 during the regular season, and undefeated 16-0 in the Bay Conference. Coach Booz, final thoughts before our opening tip.
Just excited to get this one started. We'll just see how both teams come out and how they play and adjust to playing in the Kohl Center, obviously. Different environment, different place.
Balance, unselfishness, a common theme for both of these teams as they get set to square off here this afternoon. It'll be the 2 tall guys at the center of the floor. Tanner Grinnell, the senior for St. Croix Central, and Isaac Feske, the junior for Seymour. Ball in the air, tip, and we are underway at the 2026 WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. The St. Croix Central Panthers control the opening tip, working right to left as we see it here at the Kohl Center. Pass over to the left wing, controlled out beyond the three-point line by Chayton Gutfredson, and a whistle 17 seconds into our first 18-minute half, and it's a foul against Seymour. Sam Geiso, the senior guard, picks up his first personal. Not a shooting foul. St. Croix Central will inbound from the sideline. Comes in cleanly. Rasmussen gets it right back. Now top of the key. Cutting away. Matyas Larson over to the corner. Three-point attempt is good. Tanner Grinnell, the senior forward, with the first points of this Division III state semifinal.
Nice job of stepping outside and getting a good look at it and knocking down for 6'9" center.
Looked like Miami, Ohio last night. A lot of cutting and passing out beyond the three-point line there on that opening possession for St. Croix Central. Let's see what
Great
Seymour
start
does.
to the game.
Its first offensive series. A little fumble at the top of the key. Kyler Marks able to corral the ball. Now passes right to Geiso. Geiso shimmying and dishes it right to Jordan Krause. Krause steps back to the Culver's logo as it's written on the Kohl Center floor. Now swing over to the right-hand side, Feske. This is, again, Krause driving baseline, runs out of real estate, dishes back to the top of the key. It's controlled by by Seymour over to the left corner. Here's Krause. No shot clock in high school basketball in the state of Wisconsin, and that's on display on this possession. Three-point shot good from the corner for Xavier Salzman, and the first points for Seymour belong to Salzman, and they tie the game at 3.
Excellent possession, good ball movement, found the open man.
Minute and a half into this game, 3-3, St. Croix Central and Seymour. Both teams pretty good at shooting beyond the arc. Top of the key, and Matyas Larson dribbles, now free throw line extended right. Pass to the right corner, Aaron Seiler. Seiler, handoff. Here's Grinnell. Free throw line extended right, maybe a couple of steps behind it. Now swing it all the way over to the left side, Seiler to the corner. Now Rasmussen picks up his dribble, goes back to Seiler. Seiler can't find anywhere to go, now drives into the paint. Picks up his dribble, a step in front of the free throw line, passes to the left corner. Now picked up as Gutfredson went inside. It's tapped away and controlled by Seymour into the front court. Here they come.
Nice.
Geiso with the steal and the lay-in and the score, and Seymour has its first lead of the afternoon, 5-3.
Nice finish. Played off 2 feet, on balance.
Sam Geiso does the dirty work, as head coach Bobby Kupta said earlier this week. He did it just there to give Seymour its first lead of this semifinal. We got a whistle prior to the shot against Seymour, second foul, and it's going to go against Kyler Marks, the senior forward. First personal on Marks, second as a team for the Thunder. Inbound comes in for St. Croix Central, cleanly to the free throw line. Pass below the bucket and a reverse layup good for Chayton Gutfredson.
Did a great job of reading the defense, overplayed, back cut. Nice pass.
Tied at 5, 15:25 to play first half, Division III boys basketball state semifinal. Down to the right block, picking up the dribble, a step beyond it, Kyler Marks. Needs some help, gets it back up top. Into the hands of Geiso. Geiso tries to use a screen, ran out of real estate, instead passes over to the left-hand side. Pass is deflected into the backcourt, controlled by Seymour. They bring it back across the midcourt line over to the right-hand side. Feske beyond the three-point line. Now a couple of extra passes, cutting. Here's Salzman for 3, buries it again. Salzman, 2 threes here in the first couple of minutes, and Seymour up 8-5. Free throw line extended left, here's Grinnell. Over to Rasmussen. Rasmussen, swing it left to Gutfredson. Gutfredson left to right to the free throw line, tried to pass it right, and it's deflected out of bounds by the Seymour defense, staying here with St. Croix Central with 14:41 to play in the first half, and we reach our first media timeout of the afternoon. 30-second timeout. Seymour 8, St. Croix Central 5 on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania.
It's bracket season, and Pizza Hut's got the watch party covered. Score a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and finished with garlic parm seasoning for that classic pizzeria vibe. Or get the original pan, thin and crispy, or Chicago Tavern style. Big flavor, big savings. Just $10. Your bracket might not survive, but this deal will win it all. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. 8-5, Seymour leads St. Croix Croix Central with 14:41 to play in the first half. Jesse Nelson, former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz. PrepMania brought to you by Hooper. At Hooper Service, customer comfort comes first. Their home comfort priority plan keeps systems running their best, saving customers money with priority service. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or fire protection, Hooper is there 24/7. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Hooper. Coach Booz, we're just a little over 3 minutes into this state semifinal. Seymour up 8-5. What stands out to you from the pace of play so far?
Well, both teams are playing in a half-court offensive set right now. Both are moving the ball, kind of just getting a feel and trying to get comfortable and then playing out of that. And both of them have some success of scoring. So we'll see what happens out of this timeout.
Couple of big threes for Xavier
There you
Salzman
go.
of Seymour so far. Quick play out of the timeout for St. Croix Central, trying to feed Larson in the paint. Went up with the left hand, couldn't finish, and a takeaway for the Seymour Thunder. 8-5, Seymour in front with the basketball. And now they pass down to the left block. Extra pass knocked out of bounds by the St. Croix Central defense. That's big number 35, Grinnell, in the paint, forcing it out of bounds, and it stays on this end with Seymour. 14:25 now to play in the first half. 8-5, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Bounce pass comes in cleanly. Controlled in the corner by Feske. Feske gets some help in off the bench. Teague Cornell, the super sophomore, had an amazing, electric sectional final, helping propel Seymour to a victory over Appleton Xavier to get them back here to the state tournament for the first time since 2011. Bounce pass now down to the right block, and trying to go up with it, Kyler Marks is fouled. Shot no good, but he will shoot 2 free throws at the line. First free throw attempts of the afternoon for either team in this semifinal. Come with 14:04 to play first half. Seymour 8, St. Croix Central 5.
He did a good job of moving the ball, and then went inside, and he kind of wheeled around him and got a good opportunity to score, but got fouled and now going to the line.
First free throw is up and good for Marks at the line. Kyler Marks, leading scorer on the year for the Seymour Thunder, 21 points a game. He's a 77% free throw shooter.
Excellent.
Second attempt off the back of the rim, no good.
Just when we called it.
Yeah, Coach Booz, I'm going to blame you for that one. Welcome to the media. 9-5, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Left corner, here come the Panthers into the front court. Left side, Gustafson. Dribbled in, now goes back beyond the arc, passes right. Seiler top of the key. He hands it off over in the right corner. Free throw line extended right. Dribble picked up by Larson. Passes, gets it back on the right wing. Larson, bounce pass top of the key. Handoff, gets it back. Larson trying to use a screen to create separation. Not a lot doing. Spins his way into the paint. Now kicks it back out. Swing it all the way over to the left-hand corner. Back to Larson. Larson on the left wing. Leading scorer on the year for St. Croix Central. Fires a 3, no good. And a rebound is controlled by Seymour with a foul called on Braden Rasmussen. First foul of the afternoon. Or I should say second foul of the afternoon on St. Croix Central. This one goes against Rasmussen.
I think Seymour's done a good job of shutting down the driving lanes. I think that St. Croix wants to get penetration, and right now they're having a hard time getting it.
Xavier Salzman drives into the paint. Floater on the run. Line drive, and he's able to hammer it in. Xavier Salzman with 8 of the 11 points so far for the Seymour Thunder. 11-5, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Our first of 2 Division III semifinals this afternoon at the boys basketball state tournament. Racine St. Catharines and Lake Mills waiting in the wings. Gustafson goes left corner, now back over to the left wing, Larson. Larson finds an opening, drives in, uses the window and lays it in, good for 2. First points for the senior guard, Matyas Larson for St. Croix Central, cuts the lead down to 4.
Good job of reversing the ball and then get in, playing off that ball screen to get some momentum to get downhill. Nice attack.
Feske down on the other end for Seymour. Tried to find an opening on the baseline. Instead now hands it off to Marks. Marks back over to Salzman. Fires another 3. No good. Offensive board. Put back. No for Marks in the paint. Third chance. Yes. Marks on his own cleanup duty. And it's 13-7. Seymour in front of St. Croix Central. I can hear in Coach's head offensive rebounding being a message you've hammered a time or two for your Sun Prairie Cardinals.
Nothing better than getting some extra opportunities to score.
Left corner, Seiler now goes to Larson on the left wing. Bounce pass with the right hand to the top of the key, gets it right back. Larson thought about the 3 instead, passes over to the right corner, now calls for it back on the wing. Larson using a screen, still no room to run, and it's stripped away, stolen by Salzman, and Seymour forces another turnover. Great hands by Salzman defensively. Pull up three. No good for Teague Cornell, the sophomore. He was on fire from three-point range in the sectional final against Xavier. Can't hit his first at the Cole Center. And here comes St. Croix Central the other direction. They'll fire a three. Grinnell hammers it in from the right corner. He's got 2 threes now here in this first half, and that cuts the lead in half, 13-10. Seymour in front of St. Croix Central.
Good job of pulling him out, got a good look and knocked it down. He's 2 for 2 from the three-point line.
Left wing now off a screen. Cornell freed up top of the key, didn't even look for the shot. Instead, now a pass down to the right block and an opening for Feske to go up with the right hand. Easy 2 points for the Seymour Thunder. First points of the day for Isaac Feske, the junior center.
Did a good job of coming off the back screen and then somebody hitting him in the low post and finishing.
15-10, good game so far here. 10:40 to play first half of the Division III Boys Basketball State Tournament. Semifinal number 1 at the Cole Center this afternoon. 3-point shot, Braden Rasmussen drills it. From the right corner, Rasmussen, the senior, connects, and it's a 2-point game. 15-13, Seymour in front. 31% three-point shooter on the year, Braden Rasmussen. And a no-doubter. Always big for a kid to hit a 3-point shot here at the Cole Center. Makes you feel extra special.
Put a few of them together, it really makes you feel special.
How about this one? 3-point shot from the right corner.
Both teams are shooting the ball very well from the perimeter.
Sophomore Jordan Krause gets that shot to go. A 48% three-point shooter on the year. He is a 3-point specialist for the Seymour Thunder. 18-13, 5-point advantage. 9:45 to go here in the first half. Driving in, Tanner Grinnell trying with a size advantage to use the left hand on the block. No good. Rebound tapped out, last touched by Seymour.
Nice move by the big kid. Got a little help inside, spun back, and just missed that off the board.
Clock stops with 9:41 to play here in the first half. 18-13, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. We're going to keep it right here for this timeout on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania, the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. Division III semifinals, 18-13. Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Alongside former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz, my name's Jesse Nelson. And did you know there are over 20 studies that support the benefits of low-fat chocolate milk as a recovery beverage? Low-fat chocolate milk contains the right 3-to-1 mix of carbs and protein, scientifically shown to help refuel and restore muscles. Pro athletes have been relying on chocolate milk for years because they've seen the benefits in their own performance and recommend drinking milk to others. Learn more at GonnaNeedMilk.com. That's GonnaNeedMilk.com. Brought to you by the dairy farmers of Wisconsin. Coach Booz, what's the message for each of these teams in their respective timeouts right now? You're a coach who's been in this state tournament before. What are you saying to your teams in a close game in the first half?
Well, I think both teams have come out and been pretty efficient offensively. I think Seymour's gotten the ball around the basket a little bit more than St. Croix Central. Though this last possession, Central did a good job of getting their big around the rim, so they got fouled. So we'll see how that translates into the next series that we get into.
A reminder, timeouts on today's game are brought to you by Madison College. Whether you're starting fresh or leveling up your career, Madison College is here for you. Learn more at madisoncollege.edu. That's madisoncollege.edu. Second semifinal game coming up about 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Lake Mills and Racine St. Catharines. It's going to be a fun one. We hope you'll stay with us throughout the afternoon of boys basketball state tournament coverage here on ESPN Wisconsin. Out of the timeout, inbound comes in for St. Croix Central, working right to left in their home white uniforms, blue letters and numbers for the Panthers out of the Middle Border Conference in the northwest part of the state. Number 11 is Braden Pierce into the game for the first time. Now a three-point shot, left side.
Great shot.
For Gottfredson is good, and Chayton Gottfredson, first three-point attempt of the afternoon, is good, and it's 18-16, Seymour on top of St. Croix Central. Bounce pass for Seymour. Nice. Oh, great feed from the free throw line, cutting down to the right block, and the layup good for Krause. He's got the last 5 for Seymour. It's 20-16, the Thunder in front by 4.
Seymour came out with a nice set with that back cut.
Gottfredson near the top of the key, now passes over to the right-hand side. Between the circles, Braden Pierce. Pierce picks up his dribble now on the left wing, goes back up top to Grinnell, got the defender in the air. Grinnell driving in. Continuation was in play, shot no good off the glass. Grinnell will shoot 2 free throws, and the clock stops with 8:47 to go in the first half. 20-16, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Tanner Grinnell, pretty good looking player here so far this afternoon for St. Croix Central. Second leading scorer for the Panthers this season, averaging 12.5 a game. It's a very balanced approach for St. Croix Central. Head coach Matt Bailey said they're at their best when they have 6 or 7 players that are all contributing in the box score. If they're led by 1 or 2 guys, that's not the night they're looking to have.
And that's what they're doing in this first half. They've done that. They've had multiple guys scoring. Obviously, their 6'9" guy has played pretty well to get going, but other than that, they've been moving and getting guys involved.
Grinnell good on both free throw attempts at the line. 20-18. Seymour leads St. Croix Central by 2, and we're over halfway home here in the first half. 8:30 now and counting to play in this first period. Pass left, here comes Teague Cornell, and the bespectacled Teague Cornell up with the left hand, good off the glass.
Yeah, they ran a flare screen on the backside, and he caught that, and he cut it and got a layup out of it. Nice read on his part.
I could see Teague Cornell becoming a fan favorite here at the Kohl Center this weekend. He's got those goggles on, the long hair flowing, and the sophomore a little undersized, but he was sensational in their sectional final. Good response for St. Croix Central, and again, it's Grinnell. They are taking advantage of his 6'9" frame down low in the post. He's up to 10 points now.
They cleared out, ran a ball screen and a roll, and it really was effective.
22-20, Seymour leads St. Croix Central under 8 minutes to play in the first half, and a pass goes through Teague Cornell's hands. He's able to collect it. So we've got a Cornell and a Grinnell, and I'm going to try to keep track of both here. Right-hand side, here's Carson Johnson for the first time tonight. Johnson bounce pass down to the right block. Marks looking for room, or correction, that's actually Feske. And instead it comes back out. Now Feske calls for it, top of the key. Passes right. Cornell fires a 3. Halfway down and out, no good. Offensive board underneath for Carson Johnson. He feeds it up top. Open look for 3. Way off the mark for Seymour. Another offensive board. Cornell on the run, no. And a held ball will be the call on another loose one. So despite Grinnell having a size advantage for St. Croix Central, Seymour able to have a bunch of second chance opportunities here this afternoon, including 3 on this trip, and they get possession.
Well, Grinnell gets pulled away from the basket because the guy he's guarding is playing more facing the target, so he's on the perimeter a lot more than he is around the rim, and I think they're going to probably make an adjustment or find out who's playing more inside. There's a good job right there defensively.
Feske trying to go up with the right hand, contested, no good, and here comes St. Croix Central with a chance to tie or take the lead. Foul called prior to a shot attempt for Braden Fierce, and Cornell, the sophomore, is called for the foul. Teague Cornell, 21 points in the sectional final win against Xavier to lead all scorers in that game. Inbound pass comes in for St. Croix Central, trying to go down to the post, and it's stolen away, intercepted by Seymour.
Great anticipation on that pass. Good read.
Cornell feeds it left. Now back to the top of the key, Geiso directing traffic away from the ball. A lot of movement, goes left. Salzman on the left wing, down to the left block for Feske. Feske didn't like his matchup, retreats all the way beyond the three-point line. Now goes right. Drive down to the block, nowhere to go. Instead, swing it back up top. One of the glories of not having a shot clock. You can take as many retries as you want. Three-point shot, no good from the left wing, and a loose ball foul on the rebound attempt goes against St. Croix Central. Clock stops with 6:25 to go in the first half. Ball stays over here with Seymour, up 22-20.
I would think that Coach Bailey wants to make sure that we recognize that we need to do a better job of blocking off on the boards. They've probably got 5 or 6 offensive boards Seymour has, and I'm sure that's something he's going to talk about in the timeout.
And with immediate timeout, he'll have a chance to tell that to his team right now. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Seymour 22, St. Croix Central 20. Back after this, it's the WIAA Division III Boys Basketball State Tournament on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Alongside former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson. 22-20, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. 6:22 to play now in the first half. Inbound comes in for the Seymour Thunder with a 2-point advantage in the front court. 3-point attempt. Feske from the right side, no good. Loose ball, batted out and controlled by St. Croix Central, and the Panthers will slowly walk it across the midcourt line.
Good possession defensively there. Had a hand on the shooter. Could have done a better job of blocking off. Limited one shot.
4 of the 5 starters on the floor right now for St. Croix Central. Into the front court, the only one who didn't start this game, Braden Pierce with it now, driving left side of the lane. Back up top, open look for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Batted, and a whistle on the attempted rebound, and it will go against St. Croix Central. Had that not been a whistle, St. Croix Central would have had an easy chance at a putback to tie this game. Instead, the ball goes over to Seymour. Coach, how different is it when you've coached in these state semifinal games at Sun Prairie when you have the media timeouts to deal with that you don't have throughout the regular season?
They come in handy.
I'm sure they do.
You know, it'll be interesting to see if Seymour comes out with a set play here on their possession.
To Krause, now goes left to Salzman beyond the arc. Salzman tries to feed inside, a little beyond the left block. Feske double teamed, and now goes back beyond the three-point line. Feske calls for it back left side, drives all the way to the bucket, and an offensive foul is called on Isaac Feske as he tried to drive in and initiate contact.
Good rotation on the defensive side of the ball, coming across and meeting him and then picking up the charge. Good defense. Good team defense.
That was a great job by Braden Pierce of St. Croix Central stepping in. He actually was beyond the lane by about a half a step, well outside of that circle for the college circle. He was able to draw that contact and force the charge call against Seymour. St. Croix Central again down 2 points, approaching 5 minutes to play in the first half. 22-20, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Here's Pierce, just had the good defensive play, and now driving in. A held ball is the call. A nice emphatic call from our official on the baseline.
I like that energy out of him.
He's happy to be here at the state tournament. And that
absolutely.
That held ball does give possession to St. Croix Central, so it stays on this end.
Good job of Seymour rotating on that penetration.
Standing on the second S as written in Wisconsin along the baseline. It comes in cleanly from Seiler. Now calls for it left corner. 3-point attempt. Nice. Good! And St. Croix Central is back in front with the first points of the game for Aaron Seiler, the junior guard. 23-22. St. Croix Central with 4:45 to play in the first half. That was a well drawn up play. Inbounded the ball, went to the left corner, called for it, and then hit the 3.
Guard did a really good job of penetrating and seeing the help come, and then he kicked it out for him, so he had a great look.
Feske drives in. Oh, he got through 3 defenders and an easy layup with the left hand. Isaac Feske with 4. And Seymour leapfrogs back in front, 24-23, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half. Right side, Pierce. Free throw line, picks up his dribble, needs help, finds it up top from Seiler. Seiler back to Pierce at the top of the key. Now left side, Matyas Larson's been pretty quiet here in the first half. He hands it off. Pierce for 3, way off the mark. Correction, Rasmussen with the shot attempt. No good. And a rebound to Seymour. Thunder up by 1. Under 4 minutes now to play in the first half of this Division III boys basketball state semifinal. Nearly stolen away by St. Croix Central, but Seymour maintains possession out near the Motion W logo at midcourt. They now reset the offense. Bounce pass down to the left block, controlled by Feske. Feske back up top, calling for it right side, Salzman. He gets it over to the sophomore Cornell. Cornell hands it off to the right corner. Now gets it back on the right wing. A lot of motion and a slow possession here for Seymour. Now Salzman goes to work. Extra pass, right corner. Feske open for 3. No good, though. Off the rim a couple of spots. And a rebound to St. Croix Central. Long possession goes for naught for the Seymour Thunder. And now here comes St. Croix Central. Driving in, Seiler had it stripped away as he tried to go up with the right hand.
No room there for him. Got caught in the air.
Here comes Seymour and calling for it down in the post with an angle and an easy 2 points, Isaac Feske. Making up for the last possession where he couldn't get that advantage inside. Feske extends the Seymour lead to 26-23, and now pass knocked out of bounds on the left sideline, and the clock stops for a media timeout with 2:50 to play in the first half. 26-23, Seymour leads St. Croix Central here on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania. PrepMania brought to you in part by Stoughton Health, where they've been providing trusted care close to home, and they're proud to support student athletes from around the area, from rehab to ortho care. Stoughton Health provides comfort and convenience locally. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to learn more today. Alongside former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson. Coach, we talk in football all the time about the important 4 minutes going into a half and coming out of a half, and how important that stage is in a game for a team to take advantage. Is that the same message that you convey to a team in a huddle right now with under 3 minutes to go in a first half?
Yeah, I would say that, hey, you know, let's get this next possession. This is what we're looking to get. Here, what we're going to do defensively. You know, I thought St. Croix Central did a better job on their post defense. Now, they did get one here late, this last possession, but they're bringing a double team over from the weak side and then rotating on the backside. So I think they're recognizing that they've got to do a job with Seymour and make them beat them from the perimeter versus getting the ball inside. So we'll see what happens here in the next 3.5 minutes to go.
Tanner Grinnell, the leading scorer in this game for St. Croix Central. He leads all players with 10 points right now. He's the only player in double figure. Xavier Salzman leading Seymour with 8 points to his name on the box score line. Again, both teams balanced and unselfish. Every player of significant playing time this season has had a moment for both of these teams to step up and emerge as one of the key contributors. We'll see who it ends up being as this game stays close potentially here in the state semifinal. Inbound pass comes in out of the timeout for St. Croix Central, cleanly near the midcourt line. It is collected and controlled by Aaron Seiler. Seiler into the paint, comes up short on a little jumper from 3 feet away, but an offensive board for Rasmussen. St. Croix Central, second attempt, three-point shot, no good. Loose ball collected by Seymour, and a foul goes against the Panthers of St. Croix Central.
Rasmussen did a good job of getting on the offensive glass and giving them another opportunity. Just couldn't finish around the goal.
Been a generally clean game for these teams. 4 fouls as a team now for St. Croix Central, 5 for Seymour, with 2:34 to go here in the first half. You wonder sometimes with these 1-4 matchups, since they started reseeding the state tournament a few years ago, they can get a little one-sided, especially some of these smaller schools in divisions 3, 4, and 5. This one appears to be very tightly contested.
Very tight.
And speaking
Great
of which,
defense on ball. Excellent job.
St. Croix Central with a takeaway. Here come the Panthers into the front court. Seiler picks up the dribble on the right wing, has to pass, and now Grinnell gets it on the right wing. Grinnell looks for help, gets it from Rasmussen. Picks up his dribble, swing it all the way left into the corner. Here's Gottfredson. And now he dishes. Seiler backpedals, controls the dribble, resets the offense. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half of the state semifinal. Left side, Gottfredson. Nowhere to go against this stingy Seymour defense. They reset once more. Here's Pierce. Picks up his dribble, free throw line extended left. Back to Rasmussen, top of the key. He passes right to Grinnell. Tanner Grinnell over to the left for Pierce. Now, on the motion W logo, Seiler resets. Minute 30 to play in the first half. Those who want a shot clock clamoring for it right about now. Grinnell gets it in the right corner. Tanner Grinnell hands it off. Open look for 3. Pierce for the tie, no good. Offensive rebound. For a moment it was for Gottfredson, but it's knocked away, and Seymour comes away with it. Teague Cornell into the front court. That possession lasted longer than a minute, but St. Croix Central has nothing to show for it. Jordan Krause now back top of the key. Open look for 3, and it's good. Isaac Feske for the first time from beyond the arc tonight, and it's 29-23. Seymour up 6 under a minute to go. Quick response for St. Croix Central, driving in Rasmussen, fouled. Shot no good as he tried a reverse layup off the glass. He'll shoot 2 free throws, and the clock stops with 50.9 to play in the first half. Seymour 29, St. Croix Central 23.
It was a good take by Rasmussen. You know, he beat him off the dribble and got to the other side of the rim.
First free throw attempt for Braden Rasmussen is up and good. Third leading scorer on the year for St. Croix Central, one of 3 players averaging double figures, 12 points a game. It's not a great free throw shooter, 63% on the year. It's pretty average for what we see.
100% today,
here.
though.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 so far.
Good way to start the tournament.
St. Croix Central has admitted they are not a great free throw shooting team as a whole. Matyas Larson, their best at 71%. 29-25. The Panthers pull within 4 with 40 seconds to go until halftime, and it looks like Seymour will be perfectly content to wait for the final shot. Standing near the midcourt circle on the Motion W logo with the ball in his hands, Kyler Marks, and he is in no hurry. Or correction, this is actually Feske standing there, number 32. They all have the blonde dyed hair.
Right.
I think they definitely did a state thing where they all dyed their hair the same way.
We've seen that before, haven't we?
We did it. Our track team at Muskego did it a lot back in the day. All right, here we go. 10 seconds to go, and now Seymour puts the ball back in play. Here's Teague Cornell driving left side. Had it stripped away. 5 seconds to go. St. Croix Central has it. Pierce comes across midcourt, fires a shot up, no good. He actually might have had another dribble or two before he had to shoot that at the buzzer. It misses, no good. Had a pretty clean look, all things considered. And the clock hits zeros, and our first half of this state tournament is in the books. Seymour 29, St. Croix Central 25. We'll get you the first half numbers and preview our second game of our doubleheader here this afternoon with Lake Mills and Racine St. Catharines coming up 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Don't go anywhere. Halftime, Division III WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania.
I worried that I couldn't work a full-time job and still have time for college. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found my stride. My classes are flexible and hands-on, and I walk on campus feeling inspired. My advice to others? Make your dreams a reality. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing: a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Is your home ready for a makeover? At Wanakee Remodeling, we specialize in exterior transformations that turn heads. New siding, flawless decks, and windows that shine. Our team delivers top quality craftsmanship with unbeatable warranties, ensuring your home stands strong and stunning for years to come. Call Wanakee Remodeling today at 608-442-0034 or visit WanakeeRemodeling.com. Schedule your free estimate and let us bring your vision to life. Wanakee Remodeling, building beauty that lasts.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's urgent care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
It's bracket season, and Pizza Hut's got the watch party covered. Score a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and finished with garlic parm seasoning for that classic pizzeria vibe. Or get the original pan, thin and crispy, or Chicago Tavern style. Big flavor, big savings. Just $10. Your bracket might not survive, but this deal will win it all. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Live from the Kohl Center, this is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament on ESPN Madison, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Halftime at the Kohl Center, the Division III WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. The number 1 seed Seymour Thunder with a 29-25 lead over the number 4 seed St. Croix Central Panthers. Evenly contested game through the first 18 minutes of action here at the 2026 Boys Basketball State Tournament. My name is Jesse Nelson, joined by former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz, and this is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania and the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. For more than 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles, and the trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're looking for a new or used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda just off the Beltline in Madison or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. It's Tanner Grinnell leading all scorers with 10 points in this game so far for St. Croix Central, 8 for Xavier Salzman. Coach Booz, evenly contested, a 4-point contest. Couldn't ask for much better at the state tournament.
Well, it's interesting that when we talked on Wednesday, we kind of talked about both these teams, and you know, Grinnell, we talked about being 6'9" and being a difference maker, putting some pressure on Seymour's interior defense. And he has with a pick and roll and a little bit of that. I think they're going to need to continue to that. The other thing is, Marks has been kind of quiet for Seymour, and I think interesting to see what they do for him the second half to get him in. He is their leading scorer. He's been the guy that's been carrying them, you know, throughout the entire season. Not that the other guys haven't done a good job by any means, but I think they got to get him a little bit more involved.
Yeah, you mentioned Kyler Marks averaging 21 points a game. He's drawn some interest from Division III and some small Division II schools to play collegiately, but Marks having a very quiet first half. Kyler Marks just 3 points to his name here in the first half of this game tonight for the Seymour Thunder. We'll see if he comes out a little hotter here to start the second half. How different is it for high school teams, especially at this Division III, maybe even the smaller schools in Division IV and V, to play here at the Kohl Center compared to the gyms they're accustomed to playing throughout the course of the season?
Well, I think it's hard for everyone. You know, at the end of the day, you're looking at a stadium that holds 17,000 people, you know, and there's a nice crowd here this afternoon, but, you know, it's just bigger. Getting used to the depth of when you're shooting the basketball in this place, you know, it takes a little bit of time, you know, but I thought both teams came out and shot the three pretty well, you know, and it hasn't like that they've not shot well. It's been like you said, it's been nip and tuck, and both teams kind of feeling each other out and getting to their strengths, I think, is going to be a real key in the second half.
You don't typically see at the state semifinal teams come out and shoot the three particularly well. It's a common theme that teams tend to struggle a little bit with not having the shoot around a few days prior like they used to have to come out and shoot the ball really well. But tonight, hasn't been the case for these two teams, shooting fairly decently, especially on those opening offensive series from three. It's a great observation by you, Coach Booz. We'll be back with the second half after this. 29-25, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania in the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament.
Getting you back to doing what you love is the #1 priority of Stoughton Health Rehab and Sports Medicine Clinics in both Oregon and Stoughton. With physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we can provide care with no referral needed. Plus, we now accept over 160 area insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dean Health Plan, Humana, Quartz, and more. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Is your home ready for a transformation? Whether it's a stunning kitchen remodel, a fresh new bathroom, or complete exterior makeover, Wanakee Remodeling has you covered. Their expert team turns your vision into reality with quality craftsmanship, affordable pricing, and unbeatable customer service. From concept to completion, Wanakee Remodeling is here for you. View what's possible at their beautiful showrooms in Madison and Wanakee and call 608-442-0034 or visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for your free estimate today.
For over a century, one family has helped generations move forward. Christofferson Moving and Storage. They've built a legacy of trust, celebrating 120 years in 2026. With transparent, upfront pricing, highly trained professional crews, and flexible services designed around you, they protect your home and belongings with expert care and clear communication every step of the way. Let them handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on what's next. Christofferson Moving and Storage. Your best move since 1906. Get your complimentary quote at ChristoffersonMoving.com.
Welcome back to the Kohl Center in the Division III WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania. Alongside former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson, and this is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and live audio streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. First of two Division III semifinals this afternoon, 29-25, the Seymour Thunder lead the St. Croix Central Panthers. Our second game of our Division III semifinals coming up approximately 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one will feature the number 3 seed Racine St. Catherine's and the number 2 seed the Lake Mills L-Cats. Coach, that should be a really fun contest.
Yeah.
And that 3 versus 2 matchup coming up.
Be a great game. This one's going to be a really good second half too. I think the one thing that go on my notes here that Seymour's averaging 76.4 points a game. And we talked about this as a key to the game, and you look back at what we talked about was St. Croix Central. Right now they're at 29. They've done a good job of controlling the tempo of this game by making them down in the offensive end, making the extra pass, moving the basketball, and getting the shot they want. So I think it'd be interesting to see how Seymour attacks them in the second half on their offensive side of it. And I think they have to continue to do St. Croix what they did in the first half and then play from there, see how it plays out.
Winner will play Saturday afternoon the Division III Boys Basketball State Championship game. Approximate tip time scheduled for 2:30. It is the third game of the morning/afternoon session of Championship Saturday, so that start time can always be in flux, a little bit delayed, but for the most part they stay pretty on time here at the state tournament. 2:30 Saturday afternoon. You can listen to every game of the Boys Basketball State Tournament here on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Seymour controls the ball to begin the second half, working right to left as we see it here at the Kohl Center. The Seymour Thunder in their road black uniforms, red letters and numbers with a white trim. And here they go to work on offense. Top of the key, number 5 is Sam Geiso. Free throw line extended right now. Quick pass left side, open 3 for Krause is good, and Jordan Krause knocks in the 3. 32-25, Seymour extends suddenly its largest lead of the game at 7 points quickly out of the halftime break.
They did a great job of putting the ball inside and out, recognized that St. Croix came out in a 2-3 zone or kind of like a little matchup, and then they attacked it and got a great shot on the backside. Good execution on Seymour's side. Great possession.
Matyas Larson driving on the baseline, spin move over to the right block, fouled, and the shot goes, and Larson has a chance for 3 the old school way at the free throw line. The heavy hitters coming out hot here in the second half of this Division III semifinal. 32-27, Seymour's lead is 5 and a chance to cut it to 4 for Larson at the free throw line. Best free throw shooter for St. Croix Central, 71% on the year, and he hits.
I like his aggressiveness coming out. I think they're going to need him to be that way in the second half.
Just about 1 minute into the second half, 32-28. It was a 4-point lead at halftime. It's a 4-point lead now for Seymour over St. Croix Central. Seymour basketball, right side, open look for 3. Feske, no good. Loose ball, batted and controlled by Jordan Krause of Seymour. They keep it. Feske calls for it in the post. This time goes up with the left hand, and the second chance point's good for Feske. He's the first Seymour player into double figures today, now with 11.
Nice job of finishing over the big fellow.
34-28. How about the three-point attempt? Didn't get it, but chased it and then got in the post.
Again, offensive rebounding.
Versatile player, Isaac Feske for the Seymour Thunder. Left side of the floor, here's number 23, Aaron Seiler. He's been generally quiet here this afternoon so far for St. Croix Central. Seiler over to Grinnell in the corner. Grinnell at 6'9", by far the largest player on the floor right now for either team. Hands it off, top of the key, Larson goes left. Free throw line extended left, picks up the dribble. Now swing it all the way to the right wing. Back up top, number 23 is Seiler. No shot clock, no problem. They'll reset again. Here comes Seiler. Passes out right. Rasmussen into the paint. On the run with a floater. No good. Had to make an adjustment midair. Good defense by the Seymour defenders. Able to get in and disrupt that shot attempt. And here comes Seymour with the rebound. Step back, pump fake three, and instead from the top of the key, they put it back on the floor. Left side now, that's number 23, Kyler Marks, picking up his dribble. Marks goes right for Geiso. Feske top of the key. Feske looks for help. Handoff. How about Jordan Krause into the paint, blocked
Nice
at
block.
the rim by Grinnell.
Good rotation coming across.
And St. Croix Central gets the turnover. Grinnell with the block. Now can they finish on the other end? Seiler passes all the way left. Pump fake. Gottfredson now back to Rasmussen over on the left wing. He controls the point, directs the traffic. They get it to Grinnell on the left block. Grinnell with a size advantage. They double team him. Grinnell throws it back out beyond the three-point line. Shot attempt off the rim. No good for Gottfredson as he retreats backpedaling beyond the midcourt line.
Good inside-outside action right there, though. They went inside. He didn't have it. Kicked it back out. Had a good look and just didn't knock it down.
A tough possession overall for St. Croix Central. Just couldn't find a good look. And now a pass goes out of bounds for Seymour. Clock stops with 14:53 to play in the game. 34-28. Seymour leads St. Croix Central here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. We'll keep it right here, and I'll remind you that PrepMania is brought to you by the GRB Academy. Interested in getting the highest level of coaching for the baseball player in your life? The GRB Academy makes offering individual and group lessons for players of all ages and skill levels super simple. Visit grbacademy.com for more information. The GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player. All right, Coach, so 14:53 to play here in the game, 34-28. This is where the nerves maybe start to set in on those benches, isn't it?
Yeah, just, finding a way to get a bucket here, get back into the flow of things, Seymour has done a good job of keeping them in front of them. So, it's a lot of game left. You don't need to panic right now. You just need to get a good possession and then build off of that and get down and get a stop or two and then get back into it again on the other end. And I'm sure that's what they're talking about in their timeouts. Obviously Seymour's looking at, hey, what do we need to do to get a bucket here or whatever, and they'll come out and execute, and we'll see what happens in the next possession or two. That would be what I would believe St. Croix Central's talking about, because they are kind of on the bridge. Can go either way, but be a big chance right here coming out of the timeout to see what they're going to do.
St. Croix Central's second trip ever to the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. Their only other appearance was in 2021 when it was not played here at the Kohl Center. It was split between La Crosse and Oshkosh. They played in Oshkosh. So this is the school's first trip ever to Madison to compete in the Boys Basketball State Tournament. Out of the timeout, shot no good. A dunk attempt, it almost looked like, blocked at the rim for Larson, and here comes Seymour.
That was a great set. They ran the backdoor lob pass, had it, the defender did a good job of getting a hand on it.
Great defense for the Seymour Thunder. Now can they take advantage on the other end? At least not yet. A foul goes against St. Croix Central as a pass went into Feske down on the left block. 14:25 to play in the game, 34-28. Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Inbound pass comes in for Seymour, nearly blocked away by Rasmussen, but controlled by Feske, and he flexes as he lays it up good off the glass for two. Now 13 points for Isaac Feske, and the largest lead for Seymour, 36-28, an 8-point advantage, approaching 14 minutes to go. Larson cutting right to left across the paint, goes left, and Grinnell for three is good.
Big basket for them. Big basket for St. Croix Central. Smooth on the jump shot. Looked really good there shooting that.
Grinnell helped stop the momentum, and it's back to just a 5-point game. Under 14 minutes to go, 36-31. Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Great start to the boys basketball state tournament in 2026. This one looks like it's going to come down to the final moments. Feske, pass up to the top of the key, now goes right. Here's Teague Cornell, the sophomore, led all scorers with 21 points in Seymour's sectional final win against Xavier, an unlikely hero in that game on Saturday.
Good
and
job.
Now a steal by St. Croix Central. What'd you like there, Coach?
Well, that possession, they switched on everything, and it caught them thinking that the cutter was going to be open, and they switched that, and defense did a good job of cutting that pass off and getting a steal.
Seymour's defense does a good job retreating, so St. Croix Central has to set up the half-court offense. Grinnell beyond the three-point line, now goes left. Grinnell sets the screen. Here's Seiler into the paint, left to right, goes right. Open look, Rasmussen for three, off the rim, no good. It clanks, and a rebound to Seymour.
Good look. Feet were set and just didn't knock it down.
Under 13 minutes to play in this first of 2 Division III boys basketball state semifinal games. 36-31, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Seymour with the basketball. 27-1 on the season, the Seymour Thunder.
Nice move.
Kyler Marks in the right block post. Oh, he did a great job with an extra move to draw the defender away, and he goes up for an easy 2 points. 38-31, a 7-point lead for Seymour. Now cutting on the right block, and a quick look for Braden Rasmussen. First points of the second half. That was a great dish and a great find and a great finish for Rasmussen to cut the lead back to 5.
Good read on his part, went back door, got a great pass from the big man.
Left side, Feske all the way to the rack, and he lays it up with 2 hands. Good. Feske taking over here in the second half for the Seymour Thunder, 40-33. Thunder up a touchdown. Feske has 15 to lead all scorers. Right corner pump fake, Larson beyond the 3-point line. Now puts it on the deck, dribbles between the legs with the left hand. Now a bounce pass over to Grinnell, top of the key. Grinnell hands off right wing. Here's Seiler. Seiler uses the screen from Grinnell. Now feeds it over to the right corner for Gottfredson. Gottfredson uses a screen. Dribbles back out, and now between the circles, Rasmussen resets. Rasmussen to Grinnell. Free throw line extended left. Grinnell, extra pass. Oh, intercepted. Great defensive read by Kyler Marks of Seymour to take it away for the Thunder. Into the front court. Marks calls for it between the circles. Now driving downhill all the way to the right block. He is fouled on a shot attempt. No good, but he'll shoot 2 free throws with 11:24 to play in the game. 40-33. Seymour up by 7.
You know, you've been calling Fenske's number quite a bit this afternoon, but you know he is our second leading scorer for Seymour.
He is.
You know, he's averaging 14.1. He's got 15 already, so he's been pretty consistent throughout the whole game.
Identified as a player who may be receiving some college interest. He is only a junior, Feske, and his first free throw, this is Marks at the line. His first free throw is up and good. Marks is the leading scorer on the season for Seymour with 21 a game between he and Feske, which one wears number 32, the other wears number 23. Between the two of them, they averaged 36 total points a game for Seymour. Second free throw attempt, up and good for Marks. A 77% free throw shooter on the season, Kyler Marks. 9-point lead, largest of the game for Seymour with 11:18 to go.
It's a big possession for St. Croix Central just to get some momentum back.
They've answered every time so far today that it seems like Seymour has extended their lead. Let's see what they have here. Pierce on the right wing, using a screen. Now picks up his dribble in a tough spot in the corner, throws it back, intercepted. Here comes Marks with a one-hand layup, good. First double-digit lead of the day, Kyler Marks extends it to 11, 44-33 for Seymour.
Good timeout by Matt Bailey. You know, regroup here. Let's get one and, get the kids back on the page that they need to be at and get back in this thing.
St. Croix Central, sensing that momentum shift, calls timeout with 10:50 to go in this game. 44-33, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Timeouts brought to you by Madison College. Madison College, been around for over 100 years. Learn more at madisoncollege.edu. That's madisoncollege.edu. 44-33, Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Alongside former Sun Prairie head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson. The first really big momentum shift of this game, Coach Booz, belongs right now to Seymour. How do you communicate if you're Coach Matt Bailey in that St. Croix Central huddle to get that team to believe that they still have a big run left in them to come back in this game?
Well, I think first and foremost is to get them in a position where we can get a bucket. First build on that, and then, hey, we're going to take one possession at a time. We're not going to get it all back in one. We're going to have to get some stops on the other end, and we got to be a little bit more efficient on the other end, on the offensive end. And I think if they can get back in there, they can get their way back into this basketball game. They're only down 9 or 11, and a basket here, a couple there, we're right back at it.
44-33 our score. Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania brought to you by Christofferson. For over a century, one family's helped generations move forward with upfront pricing and professional crews. Christofferson Moving and Storage handles the heavy lifting so you can focus on what's next. Christofferson Moving and Storage, your best move since 1906. Get your complimentary quote at christoffersonmoving.com. Out of the timeout, St. Croix Central basketball in their home white uniforms, blue letters and numbers with a black trim. Inbound comes into the backcourt, controlled by Aaron Seiler, working left to right across the Motion W logo here at the Kohl Center. Beautiful Thursday afternoon of the boys basketball state tournament. Quick three from the corner, misses everything for Seiler. And that's not the possession St. Croix Central was hoping for out of that timeout. Seymour comes away with the ball. Cornell feeds it. Feske, top of the key. Now here's Marks. Free throw line extended right. Backing downhill into the paint. Over to the top of the key, swing it all the way left. Here's Salzman. Xavier Salzman back over to the top. Open look for three. Is good for Kyler Marks. 47-33. Seymour now up 14, approaching 10 minutes to go.
Good ball movement. Way to find him. Had a great look.
Seiler in the left corner where he just airballed. The fans of Seymour certainly going to remind him of that here this afternoon at the Kohl Center. Left side, here's Pierce at the free throw line. Passes left to Seiler, back to Pierce. St. Croix Central was playing a slow down type offense, and they're not going to have a lot of time to continue with that method. Now down 14 points. Three-point attempt for Larson when they needed it bad. Larson connects from the right wing.
Big bucket for them. They needed that. Give them a little momentum.
Larson trying to heat up. He's the leading scorer on the season for St. Croix Central, averaging 14 a game. I've got him up to 8 points now here this afternoon. 47-36. Foul going to the rack.
Is that his third?
And Seymour will shoot 2 free throws. Grinnell picks up his second personal foul.
Okay.
That's on the 6'9" forward, Tanner Grinnell, and it sends Isaac Feske to the free throw line. Racine St. Catharines and Lake Mills, our second game of our Division III doubleheader, coming up after this one. Here on Thursday afternoon of the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. First free throw good for Feske. He's now up to 16 points to lead all scorers in this game. Having a great day. Junior Isaac Feske, a 72% free throw shooter. No good, but the putback is for Marks on the offensive board. Just like that, a 14-point lead again. 50-36, Seymour in front. Everything's going right for those two guys right now. The 1-2 tandem of Marks and Feske. St. Croix Central does not have a response, and now a pass goes to Pierce under the basket, tried to kick it back up top and was rejected by the bottom of the backboard, and it goes out of bounds. Coach, that's the kind of play that tells me that the nerves are starting to set in a little bit here for St. Croix Central.
Yeah, it wasn't a good decision. He was running the baseline, put him in a tough spot, and he wasn't able to get out of it. You know, they're just going to have to find a way to get some stops down on this other end, keep them off the glass.
8:53 to go in the game, 50-36. Salzman checks out for Seymour to get a little rest. Here comes the sophomore Teague Cornell across the midcourt line. Feeds it over to the right side, Kyler Marks. Marks on the right elbow, backing his way into the paint.
Great
and
call.
An offensive foul is going to go against Marks. Why'd you like that call?
He stabilized it. He was set, you know, and Marks tried to back him down, and he did a good job of adjusting to that.
So a turnover to St. Croix Central with 8:38 to play in the game. One of the fun parts of the state tournament now when the fans from the other teams start to file in here for Lake Mills and Racine St. Catharines, both of their fan sections starting to fill up, especially.
Nice set.
Look at this
Beautiful
Lake Mills
run.
contingency that's here. That's a great shot, and Braden Pierce, the sophomore, gets his first points of the day underneath the basket with a reverse layup. 50-38, a good response for St. Croix Central after the stop. They're going to need a few more of those if they want to work their way back into this game. Still down a dozen. On the right wing, Jordan Krause, bounce pass, driving to the block, now into the paint. Marks initiates contact and the foul, and it's good, and a chance for three at the line. And it was actually Isaac Feske with the bucket. Man, those two guys, they look like exactly the same player from our vantage point up here at the Kohl Center with the dyed blonde hair. But their physical build, they look almost identical. And they play similar roles on this offense. And that's the unselfishness that Coach Bobby Kukta talked about on full display here in the second half of the state semifinal.
Well, they've done a really good job of establishing them in the post. And they're working from inside to out. And then having some success at finishing around the goal.
8 minutes to go. Free throw good. Seymour's up 15 points, 53-38. They continue to little by little tack on to this lead here in the second half. It was a 4-point advantage at the break, 29-25. They've built onto it in a hurry here in the second half. Bounce pass from Rasmussen, unable to be controlled by Larson along the baseline, and it goes out of bounds to Seymour with 7:41 to go.
Right idea, just threw the pass a little bit behind him. If it would have been out in front of him, he would have gotten a layup off that back cut. So the action was there, but the pass was just a little bit behind him.
53-38, Seymour in front, approaching 7.5 minutes to go in semifinal number 1. Division III boys basketball state tournament. Division IV coming your way later tonight. Stolen away by Rasmussen. Oh, he picked the pocket. And here comes Rasmussen into the front court. Off the glass, a foul was called. Shot no good. Larson was there for the putback, and that would have been the highlight of the tournament if it counted. He threw it off the glass, and then Larson went up with a two-hand slam, but the foul was called as it was thrown off the glass. And so free throws for Rasmussen with 7:21 to go.
Ooh.
Man, put that one on the reel anyway. That was awesome.
Absolutely.
Rasmussen, a 63% free throw shooter on the season, unable to connect at the line. St. Croix Central battled a lot of injuries this season. Second free throw also no good for Rasmussen, and nothing is going the way of the Panthers here in the second half. 7:15 to go. Seymour rebounds and brings it across midcourt. Right side, Kyler Marks. Marks, now Geiso. Over to the right side, Feske. He has been so good. 19 points on the afternoon for Feske. Geiso on the left wing. Over to Feske, driving left baseline, into the paint, to the bucket, and a shot no good, but contact and a foul will once again send Isaac Feske to the free throw line with 6:52 to go in the game. Pierce picks up the foul.
Seymour's done a really good job of elevating the offense. And so when they do get it on the wing, they can attack the baseline, and it forces the help to come over. And St. Croix has been a little bit slow getting there.
Feske's first free throw attempt up and good. He's got 20 points now on the afternoon, Isaac Feske. Seymour 27-1 on the season. Their lone loss was the final game of the regular season in non-conference play against Oshkosh North. Coach Kukta said earlier this week when meeting with the media, it was good to show we're human heading into the state tournament, or into the postseason, I should say. And they have gone on quite the run here, winning pretty convincingly every game except the sectional semifinal, where they took down number 1 seed Freedom, who played in the state championship game last year. And the outstanding junior Donovan Davis getting a bunch of D1 college looks. Left corner, here's a look for St. Croix Central. Three-point attempt, no good for Rasmussen. Offensive board, Pierce can't get it. And a rebound to Seymour. 54-38, a 16-point lead, and the Thunder have the ball with 6:20 to go. Left side, Krause. Down to the baseline, bounce pass over to the right corner, extra pass. Now Salzman, pump fake. Back to the top of the key, Kyler Marks. Marks dribbling to the right side, handoff. Salzman, back up top, Krause. Swing it left, Salzman. Back to Krause, and Seymour perfectly content to find a good shot here and drain a bunch of clock.
Nice set.
Krause up top, now a three for Salzman, connects.
Great action, double screen at the free throw line with a little flare action. Very nice.
57-38, it's a 19-point lead for Seymour with 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Pierce spinning downhill, and that's a travel.
You see some frustration building up a little bit with St. Croix Central, getting a little bit impatient and just trying to get it all back. And
timeout on the floor with 5:38 to play in the game. Seymour 57, St. Croix Central 38. Back after this, the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing, a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Under a minute, Wisconsin has the ball.
That's what I hear, Coach Booz. 82-81, Wisconsin leads High Point in the NCAA tournament. We are at the Division III WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament alongside Sun Prairie Boys Basketball, or former Boys Basketball coach Jeff Booz. My name is Jesse Nelson, and this is Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Seymour dominating here in the second half, 57-38. The Thunder led by 4 at the break, and Coach Boozy in about 13 minutes time here in the second half, they've escalated this lead now to 19 points, and they look firmly in control.
I think the difference in the second half has been Marks. They got him on. Now they got both Feske and Marks going, and now it's double trouble.
Feske had 9 in the first half, and now he's up to 20 points overall, 11 added here in the second half. But the big difference is Marks. He had just 3 in the first half, the leading scorer on the season, averaging 21 a game. And he's now up to 14, which means he has 11 points as well here in the second half. Out of the timeout, Seymour basketball, 5:20 to play in this game. Free throw line extended right. Here's Feske. Pass over to the left-hand side for Krause. Krause directing traffic near the Motion W logo at midcourt here at the Kohl Center. Pass down to the left block. Into the paint. Turnaround, Kyler Marks with the right hand. Good. It's a 21-point lead, and Marks now with 14 points. Or 16 points, correction.
Went back inside to him again.
Right side, Seiler. Backpedals beyond the three-point line. 4:45 and counting to play in this game. 59-38. Seymour leads St. Croix Central. Into the paint, Aaron Seiler. Now right for Rasmussen. Rasmussen back to Seiler. Three-point attempt off the front of the rim, no good, and soaring in for the rebound. Xavier Salzman comes away with it. St. Croix Central has picked the wrong time to go cold from the field here at the state tournament.
Yeah, the shot was on line, just like you said, a little bit short. He had a good look at it.
And now Seymour will patiently run their offense with almost 4 minutes to go in the game.
They're going to pull them out. They're going to have to make them come out. Going to have to trap, or they're going to have to do something to try to get the ball back.
And St. Croix Central just looks like they are not playing with a ton of urgency on the defensive side here, down by 21 points.
Yeah.
Salzman, right side of the floor, handoff. Now they come out and try to trap. Yeah, this is good now near the midcourt line. But Seymour able to break free from it, has an open man, and it's Krause on the left block with a layup, good for 2. Able to beat the defense with a big pass from near midcourt.
Well, they had a long ways to rotate to, which allowed that guy to be open underneath.
61-38, Seymour in front. Three-point shot, Larson good from the left wing. And a timeout with 3:26 to play in this game, called by St. Croix Central. 61-41. It's a 20-point game.
Yep.
Timeout brought to you by Madison College. Madison College has been around for over 100 years. Learn more at madisoncollege.edu. That's madisoncollege.edu. In fact, we'll take a timeout with them. 3:26 to go in the game. Seymour 61, St. Croix Central 41 on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania.
It's bracket season, and Pizza Hut's got the watch party covered. Score a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and finished with garlic parm seasoning for that classic pizzeria vibe. Or get the original pan, thin and crispy, or Chicago Tavern style. Big flavor, big savings. Just $10. Your bracket might not survive, but this deal will win it all. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
I worried about choosing the right two-year college where credits would transfer to UW, but I figured out a great path. At Madison College, I'm in the STEM program. The classrooms are intimate, instructors are engaging, and best of all, I'll be able to transfer to UW debt-free. My advice to others, start your journey here. You won't regret it. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. WIAA boys basketball state tournament at the Kohl Center. Division III semifinal number 1. Seymour with a 61-41 lead over St. Croix Central, approaching 3:15 to play here in the game. Seymour basketball out of the timeout from St. Croix Central. Panthers have 2 timeouts remaining. Seymour still with all 4. But I'd imagine Seymour is going to try and play keep away here as long as they can, with 3 minutes to go until they play for a gold ball.
It's going to be a foul game.
Krause waiting for someone to come get him. Now finally, number 3, Chayton Gottfredson comes out to go get him, and the ball goes out of bounds off of the sophomore Teague Cornell. That's a sophomore mistake, trying to reach for it as it was falling on the sideline with the pressure coming. A turnover to St. Croix Central.
He got pushed over in the corner a little bit, so he just, not a lot of space.
St. Croix Central lost 9 games in the regular season, 15-9 their overall record. Not one you would expect to be for a team that would make a run to the state tournament, but they were injured for much of the season. Head coach Matt Bailey said they weren't really at full strength until the 6th game of the year. They had started 2-3, and then they battled some injuries later in the season as well, losing their last 3 in the regular season, but they got hot into the postseason. A steal and a score for Kyler Marks, laying up good with the left hand, and the Seymour Thunder now up 63-41. St. Croix Central making just their 2nd state tournament appearance ever, their 1st in Madison, and even though this result here this afternoon won't be what they're looking for, Coach, they're going to remember this for a lifetime.
For sure. Quite an accomplishment.
From the Middle Border Conference up in the northwest part of the state, about 45 minutes east of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul. Foul with 2:04 to go in the game will send Kyler Marks to the free throw line for Seymour. And that is the last foul to give for St. Croix Central, but it was a shooting foul, so free throws the rest of the way for Seymour, but this one's pretty much decided, you would think. First one up and good. And Marks now up to 19 points. If he makes this free throw, he will match Feske with 20.
Yeah, he's been a difference maker in the second half. We talked about that at halftime, getting him involved, and they got him involved.
Marks has emerged strong here in the second half.
It gives them.
So
he's a bona fide scorer for them, and they need him. So he's really picked it up here in the second half, inside, outside.
Couple of senior-laden teams here now getting a chance to honor their seniors as they check out of the game. Larson comes over, gets a hug from head coach Matt Bailey and all the teammates on the bench. Here comes Rasmussen, a senior, to the bench for the final time, checking out at the Kohl Center. Gottfredson checks out for the final time. Grinnell has taken a seat as well, so a good chance for the 4 key contributing seniors to all get acknowledged for the St. Croix Central fans here at the Kohl Center, making a big run for the Panthers this year to get to state for just the 2nd time in program history. And now reserves checking out for Seymour. Marks goes to the bench. Salzman takes a seat. So we've got a bunch of different players into the game here for the first time tonight with 2 minutes to play. We'll get some of their names for you here in a moment. On the floor for St. Croix Central as they work into the front court right now, Aiden Johnson, sophomore guard. And speaking of which, Johnson gets some points.
Nice finish, nice drive, nice finish off the glass.
Into the front court now, here comes Seymour. Number 21 is Carson Johnson. Top of the key, how about a 3-point shot? No good. Too strong for number 44, Ryan Danforth. Rebound comes away to St. Croix Central. Will Traynor picks up his dribble. Top of the key goes right to Owen Matzik. Matzik driving baseline. Oh, what a feed into the paint. And the finish for Jason Dreher.
Good job.
Man, these guys coming in off the bench late, playing with some
confidence.
Precise success.
Exactly.
That trip down the floor here for St. Croix Central. Let's see what Seymour has. A couple of players in here. Carson Johnson. Nope. This is again number 44, Danforth at the free throw line. No good. And soaring up to get the rebound is Owen Matzik. 1 minute to go. 20-point game. Matzik uses a screen. Driving down to the left block. Matzik bounce pass in for Aiden Johnson. He lays it up. No good. And a rebound collected by Seymour. And that is Gregory Salzman. That's the younger brother of the senior Xavier Salzman coming up with the rebound. And Salzman is fouled. Gregory will go to the free throw line on the other end with 46.5 to go. 65-45, Seymour leads St. Croix Central here in the final minute of semifinal number 1. Free throw attempt is up and good for Salzman. Welcome to the box score at the state tournament. Always a cool moment when these guys get to come in off the bench in the final 2 minutes, hear their name called, play on the Kohl Center floor.
Absolutely. Exciting for those guys.
Second free throw up and good for Salzman. 67-45. Seymour dominant here in the second half of this game. They only led by 4 at halftime. They're going to put up almost 40 points here in the second half. en route to a victory and a berth in Saturday afternoon's Division III state championship game.
He's going to bring in another 5 right here, or 4.
And some more reserves coming into the game here. So Keldon Vanderhavel comes in for the Seymour Thunder. Also number 12, Gavin Lobbs. Number 13, Kessler Jansen. So everybody gets a chance to play here for Seymour in this semifinal. That's a coach's dream, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
This is the basketball version of the victory formation.
There it is.
On the football field.
Nice
and the layup
finish.
Good.
Yep.
Will Trainer gets points here on the Cole Center floor. Nicely done for Will Trainer. Junior guard for the St. Croix Central Panthers. 20 seconds to go. A steal. Dane Gottfredson able to take it away for St. Croix Central. Into the front court. Here comes Aiden Johnson. 10 seconds now to play. Let's see if they get one more shot off. Johnson driving in off the glass
back.
and good.
Good drive. Nice finish.
Inbound comes in. Clock runs out.
That's
and
it.
the Seymour Thunder going back to the Division III boys basketball state championship game. They've seen a lot of winning, and they see more today. 67-49. Seymour advances to the championship on Saturday. A dominant second half after leading 29-25 at halftime, Coach Booz. They go on a massive run in the mid-stage of that second half to create some separation and ultimately cruise to an 18-point victory.
They got in a flow. You know, we talked at halftime getting Marks involved. He got more involved offensively, both inside and outside. Opened up some things for them, and they took advantage of it. You know, where St. Croix Central struggled there about that 8-10 minute mark, you know, just couldn't get anything going, and they kind of just stretched it, and then it just got away from them, and then, you know, it ended up being what it did. But great first half by both teams, you know, and in the second half, you got to tip your hat to Seymour. They came out and found a way to get it done and move on to the state championship game on Saturday.
We'll get you checking some of the final numbers and award our Pizza Hut Player of the Game. That's all still to come as we continue before we get to semifinal number 2 of Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing: a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Is your home ready for a makeover? At Wanakee Remodeling, we specialize in exterior transformations that turn heads. New siding, flawless decks, and windows that shine. Our team delivers top quality craftsmanship with unbeatable warranties, ensuring your home stands strong and stunning for years to come. Call Wanakee Remodeling today at 608-442-0034 or visit WanakeeRemodeling.com. Schedule your free estimate and let us bring your vision to life. Wanakee Remodeling, building beauty that lasts.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's urgent care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
It's bracket season, and Pizza Hut's got the watch party covered. Score a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and finished with garlic parm seasoning for that classic pizzeria vibe. Or get the original pan, thin and crispy, or Chicago Tavern style. Big flavor, big savings. Just $10. Your bracket might not survive, but this deal will win it all. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
At Hooper Service, your comfort is important. From keeping you cozy warm to comfy cool with the ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System. Plus, join our Home Comfort Priority Plan and keep your air conditioner and furnace running at peak performance year after year. Enjoy priority service and extra savings that really add up. Hooper is here with 24-hour heating, cooling, plumbing, and fire protection service for your home and business. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Hooper.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Semifinal number 1 in the books at the Kohl Center here at the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. Seymour 67, St. Croix Central 49. Alongside former Sun Prairie Boys Basketball head coach Jeff Booz, my name is Jesse Nelson. Before we move on to semifinal number 2, we need to award our Pizza Hut Player of the Game.
No one out-pizzas the Hut, and no one outperformed this player tonight. The player of the game is presented by Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
2 players finish with 20 points for the Seymour Thunder, Kyler Marks and Isaac Feske. Coach Booz, who you want to give it to?
I'm going with Isaac Feske. I thought he played a well-rounded basketball game, got them going in the first half, came out in the second half. Obviously, Marks got going in the second half. The two were a tough combination. Both of them played very, very well here today, but he deserves player of the game in this.
Isaac Feske, 20 points. No doubt Marks in the second half helped emerge victorious for Seymour, but Feske dominant throughout. 9 in the first half, 11 in the second, 20 in the game. Congratulations, Isaac Feske, junior center from the Seymour Thunder, our Pizza Hut player of the game. It's bracket season. Pizza Hut's got your watch party covered. Grab a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try the new hand-tossed crust. Crispy outside, soft inside, finished with garlic parm seasoning. Order now at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, no one out-pizzas the Hut. Coach, final thoughts as the Seymour Thunder advance to the state championship game on Saturday afternoon.
Very impressed with both sides of the ball. I thought they did a good job of defending St. Croix Central, and obviously in the second half they really went to work inside, outside, got their offense going a little bit more, and played a nice game.
Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of PrepMania in the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. Zimbrick Honda, been a proud partner of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today and at their location on Fish Hatchery Road or browse their car selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. When we come back, we will look at semifinal number 2 this afternoon in Division 3. The local team, the Lake Mills L-Cats, taking on 3-seed Racine St. Catharines, the Angels. No strangers to the state tournament, these two teams. We'll talk plenty more about that coming up after this break on Zimbrick Honda's championship presentation of